There is an opiate epidemic nationwide. The Arlington Police Department is teaming up with other organizations to address this issue. Wicked Sober is one of the groups involved in the effort.
Wicked Sober, we're a statewide outreach program. So we assist in the process of working with individuals who are struggling themselves, connecting them to resources and adding support services and the gaps in between the programs that are offered statewide. And then we do a lot of work with the families behind the scenes, putting together treatment plans, educating them on overdose prevention methods, where to obtain Narcan, support meetings, and putting together treatment plans and assisting in the process of providing intervention services as well.
Why is it important to reach out to families and friends?
It's extremely important because there's a lot that can be done behind the scenes to help somebody who's struggling with an addiction problem. It's a family illness, so everybody in the family is affected. So it's important for the family who may not know how to handle the situation, who may not understand what resources are available or where to go in a moment of crisis, to have a place that they can go to for education, a place that they can go to for support, and kind of prepare themselves as best as possible on how to help their loved ones versus to enable them.
What are the warning signs for the families, siblings, or anyone, the loved ones?
There's a lot of warning signs that you can look for. The fact of the matter is that behavior is one of them. The problem for an individual is not going to be the drugs or the alcohol. You know, it's the underlying issues. It's the depression. It's the anxiety. It's the behavioral issues, the lying, the stealing, the cheating, the manipulating. It's so much easier looking back at it versus when you're going through it. But the fact of the matter is you have to trust your gut instinct. You see something that's wrong, you're better off asking. You know, you see something that's wrong, you're better off reaching out to somebody who may know to be able to help you and guide you into maybe understanding some resources that if it is your worst fear, that you're prepared to handle it in crisis versus waiting for crisis to happen and then trying to figure out what to do next.
Could you please tell us a little bit about the Arlington A.C.T.S program, which you're right now working with the Arlington Police Department?
Of course, and that's why it's so important, because the Arlington Police, you know, for example, they're the first ones on scene, you know, so they know more than anybody else, you know, a lot of the times who's struggling and, you know, who's having issues. And, you know, rather than waiting for something to happen, rather than waiting for an overdose or waiting to arrest somebody, they're taking more of a proactive approach, and they're getting the information for resources out into the family's hands or the person who's struggling hands to try to prevent these things from ultimately happening. So for that, you know, we're thrilled to work with, you know, the Arlington A.C.T.S program and Arlington Police, spearheaded by Chief Ryan, who's done an amazing job with changing the conversation, you know, as far as how people have perceived addiction in the past. Now we're looking at it in a different model, in a different approach, and they're trying to, you know, make house calls and get information and resources out there to people versus waiting for something to happen, which is no good to the community.
On behalf of Wicked Sober for Arlington Public News, I'm Eve Liu.